coping with it. Yeah, man.
I get emotional too, Al. I told you this is an emotional show, and sometimes I get on that emotional roller coaster when I gotta stay steady.
Hey, you know what? Being human and being it's most, authentic thing they do. So, good job, man. But like tonight and yesterday, like, spotlight is not too big for LA. Is what I wanted to say. And like when it comes down to it, like LA does the simple things good, and with the World Series and with adversity, like they do the simple things good, and everyone just needs to realize all the things.
Just get back to a little bit of focus, and you can't let down after tomorrow because the Mets are coming in for 4 games, and you got to play well against them. They're one of the better teams in the National League. I'm with you, Al. Thanks for the phone call. Appreciate it. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. The Dodgers beat the Yankees 18-2. And in the Dodgers' last 11 offensive innings against the Yankees, they have outscored them 24-2, including putting up 18 runs tonight. That's the most runs any National League team has scored against the Yankees in the regular season or postseason in the Yankees' long-scoring franchise history. So the Dodgers flat out embarrassed Aaron Boone and the Yankees tonight, and certainly looking for the sweep with Yamamoto on the mound tomorrow. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. Big series, big event for the Yankees and Dodgers World Series rematch. The Fox stellar crew of A-Rod, Jeter, and Big Papi were out here today. And on the pregame show, Alex Rodriguez gave his opinion on whether or not Ohtani should even attempt to pitch, because Ohtani was out here, as he will be every Saturday, more than likely, throwing live batting practice to ramp up to pitch for the Dodgers after the All-Star break. So here was Alex Rodriguez giving his opinion on whether or not Ohtani should attempt to pitch again this year.
It is a tough one for me. We were having dinner with Hall of Famer John Smoke last night, little name drop, and he said, Papi, in 2023, he had the best stuff of any pitcher in the game. This is not a stuff. Obviously, his talent's off the charts. But if Ohtani gets hurt and makes it 15 pitching dial, the season's over. So for me, the risk and reward's not there. Something else to think about is he's not a finesse pitcher. He's a power pitcher. Fastball, tight slider, and split. He's already had 2 Tommy John injuries. He had a separated shoulder injury in the World Series. I wouldn't let that lie. I would have a whole offseason in spring training to set this up physically, emotionally, and mentally.
All right, there was Alex Rodriguez on the Fox Sports pregame show today. And look, I respect Alex Rodriguez a lot. He was a great player, no matter what you think about him or some of the mistakes that he made, I guess. I'm not one of those guys that is going to hold all that steroid stuff against these players, because that's a different topic for a different time. Alex Rodriguez is a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest players baseball has ever seen, and I respect his opinion. But I disagree with that one because the Dodgers have given Ohtani a full spring training. They have slowed this incredibly. What he's suggesting now is that the Dodgers slow play it again for another full year. The Dodgers have done everything that he said he would like the Dodgers to do. He has slow played it. They have slow played Ohtani. And just like we saw last year in the World Series, Ohtani can get hurt sliding into second base. Just because he's going to come back and pitch in a limited role on a limited basis in a short type of season and into the postseason, to me, the risk is no higher than him being out there in the game today and maybe getting hit. The injury risk to pitchers these days is obviously higher because of everything that A-Rod on the way to the bathroom. It doesn't take just pitching. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. Dodgers beat the Yankees 18-2. Let's go out to Woodland Hills. David, you're on Dodger Talk. How you doing, David?
Pretty good. Good. I want to apologize for a few months ago. I badmouthed Muncie really bad. I wasn't even very polite about it, I guess. So I got one practice, and I don't blame you because. And Muncie, I don't know, someone gave him adrenaline or something like he's a new man. I want to
he's wearing. He's a good player that has a track record and has built credit with the fan base like you, David.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not much to see there except the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But yeah, in this long road of a season, those are the two cities I always question. Like, what am I doing? Why am I here? But anyway, I'll let Muncie know that David and Woodland Hills apologizes.
Yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong in that.
There we go. All right, and he might go into another slump. That doesn't mean you have to give up on him. But I am a big believer in the way things have gone so far this season, despite a resurgent game for Muncie. Kike and Muncie platoon at third base. I think that should be the way to go here for the foreseeable future and maybe the rest of the year. Thanks for the phone call. Appreciate it. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. Now, yesterday we got the news that Evan Phillips is going to have season-ending elbow surgery, Tommy John surgery, and he won't be back the rest of the year. Big blow for the Dodgers. When we walked into the Dodger clubhouse today, Evan Phillips was there, and obviously not feeling great about the situation, but since he came to that determination a few days ago, he's come to peace with the fact that he will require elbow surgery. And here's what Evan told us about the whole unfortunate situation.
Evan, obviously disappointing news yesterday that Tommy John is in your future. How have you digested all that?
It's been, a pretty heavy past few weeks. Ever since we got the MRI readings and that became an option, we started to explore what we can do in these next few weeks to give it a look and see if we can try to rehab it and see what we did. And ultimately, didn't make much progress at all. So that it kind of validated how the MRI was reading and what the surgeons were saying. So kind of at peace with it, in that sense, having a clear direction forward. Just sad, disappointed that I'm going to miss so much time and the opportunity with this team. But ultimately, I know it's what I have to do to get back to my normal self.
Do you believe that the shoulder injury, maybe you were overcompensating and created something, or how do you kind of put this in context?
It's a human body in baseball. So, sure, it's probably connected in some way, but my shoulder felt great. My rehab went great. It could probably stem back to years of just pitching and compensating in different ways over the years. So I certainly had never experienced something like this before, and I was kind of naive to my discomfort. I wasn't sure what was going on. I was just optimistic that it would round itself out, and unfortunately didn't go that way.
Evan, already I've gotten texts where, do you believe it was the sweeper because you throw it harder than most? Do you believe that's contributing to pitchers' injuries like this?
I think we're high-performance athletes. Everyone's training and looking for more. I would say this could probably be attributed to just years and years, all the way tracking back to my childhood, training at a high clip. And who's to know for sure? It's just the game we play, and it's unfortunately surgery has become a big part of our game. And I can look around the clubhouse and lean on a lot of these guys for guidance through this process as well.
Are you hopeful that you haven't thrown your last pitch as a Dodger?
I'm very confident that that's not the case. Yes, I feel very confident that this is the right call for not just my tenure here with the Dodgers, but for the rest of my career as well. I know that once we get this thing fixed and I get myself built back up, I'll be the best version of myself and hopefully contributing for the Dodgers for years to come.
That's great news from Evan Phillips, who is a Super 2 player. He's a free agent, not at the end of this season, but at the end of next year. And if he's able to come back in July of next year, that certainly will help his own personal career and certainly would be a big boost to the Dodgers bullpen next year. But right now, the here and now, the Dodgers are very thin with right-handed relievers, high-leverage right-handed relievers, and it makes sense why Andrew Friedman made a buy low type of trade with a high payoff that Alexis Diaz can come back to form where he was a couple of years ago when he was an all-star with the Reds and saved 38 games. That would be huge for the Dodgers if they can find a way to fix his delivery and get him back on track. So the Dodgers certainly will be looking for even more right-handed relievers as they get closer to the July 31st trade deadline this year. The Cardinals are surprisingly in the NL Central. A lot of people believe that they would be sellers if the season began. began, and they have a rental right-handed fielder, Ryan Helsley. So, sorry, Roland Arenado and the Cardinals are rooting against you to give the Dodgers a chance to make a trade for that guy if the Cardinals decide that they are sellers. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. The Dodgers are also missing Blake Snell, the two-time Cy Young Award winner they signed at the beginning of the year. Blake told Drew that he would give us an update every Saturday on where his progress is, and today was no different. Things are getting a lot more encouraging for Snell to return to the Dodger rotation.
Yeah, Mark, 123 miles. It's coming out, no pain, feeling good, I'm excited. Do a couple of change-ups, shed a tear, pretty excited. No, but I can't wait. You know, when I signed, I was so excited. It's all I wanted to do. You know, having to wait, it sucks. You know, it's a long process, but I'm gonna go slow. I'm gonna make sure I'm ready. So when I start pitching, I can do my thing.
I was on you yesterday. I'm so eager. Maybe not as much as you are, but we all are very eager to see you on the mound. What's the fine line there? Not trying to rush it, but also know where the team's at, where they need you.
Yeah, I mean,